Well, good morning, everybody. It's not the standard opening video, that's for sure. Doing some road walk here, but believe it or not, I am actually on the Appalachian Trail. I came down off that mountain over there. The original trail crossed over back there and then went up this mountain. And unfortunately, 2 years ago, they had a bridge get washed out and they haven't replaced the bridge. So they've created a reroute that requires a road walk. And that's what we're doing. We're just headed into, well, we actually crossed into the outer boundaries of Kent, Connecticut, where I don't think we'll go into the town, but we're gonna go down here a little ways, and ultimately the trail will turn left, and we will go up this mountain to the left, but that's a little further down yet. So started early today, that's why I got the headlamp, but the reason I started so early, and when I say early, I left camp about 15 to 5. It's currently 15 after 5. And it's going to be another hot day. Headed towards about 87 degrees. And I can't tell you how much those temperatures took it out of me yesterday. So I was just totally zapped. I mean, I just threw my tent up kind of haphazardly, and I got in there and just took a little bit of a nap and started feeling a little bit better. Ate some food and drank a lot of water. But the goal for today is to start a little bit earlier, and hopefully I can get, a couple miles done this morning that I would have to do later on this afternoon when it's 87 degrees. So make the day a little bit shorter that way. So that's the plan. We got 16.6 miles today. I'm gonna be picked up and taken into a hostel today. So that's the plan. So it's gonna be some pretty stiff climbing, and we've got some tough spots here. There's no question about it. I was talking to what they call a ridge runner, someone who works for the Appalachian Trail yesterday, and he was sharing with me that this is the toughest day in Connecticut. So we're gonna go make the best of it and get up this hill before it gets too hot and knock out some miles. So hope everybody's having a great day, and we will see you further down the path. A little bit of view. We were a little late for the sunrise, but not by much. Real pretty. All right, folks, got a nice view. Unfortunately, I'm covered up with bugs. You can see them bouncing all over the front of the screen there. This is called Caleb's Peak. I don't know why, but it's called Caleb's Peak. Got some beautiful views, long-range views. Really nice. So just checked the app. It's 7 o'clock here, and we have 12 miles left to go. So we've been gone for about 2 hours, and we've covered a little better than 4 miles. And so we're on pace, we're moving okay. And we're hopefully outrunning some of the sunshine. It's just not too hot yet. I am dripping a sweat just simply from climbing, and it's getting warmer for sure. We're probably 70 right now. Again, we're probably heading to, I don't know, I think they said 86 or 87 or something today. So it's gonna get pretty warm, but after we come off this hill, and I think this Caleb's Peak was the highest peak that we had today, and we've still got some that's in the same range. There's still some climbing to do, I guess what I'm trying to say. But that was the highest. And we've got a couple miles of ridge walking here. We'll come off, come down, and then we're going to do about 5 miles of flat walking. I think we're walking beside the river again. And that'll be a great time to really kick it in and make some time. And I think when we're finished with that, then we got to climb up again and ultimately end the day up on a ridge top. So we've got work to do, a little bit more here to do here, and then ultimately we will have some easy miles followed by some pretty tough miles. But I'm pleased with the progress so far. We just got to keep on keeping on. Hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll talk to you further down the path. All right, everybody. This is just a sample. Basically, when I was climbing up the other side, coming up to Caleb's Peak, this is kind of some of the stuff I was working on, and impossible to video while you're climbing, but that's where we're going to get down off of Caleb's Peak. Then I think we'll be rewarded with some flat land here in the near future. I think we have maybe one more climb before we get there though. But yeah, this is pretty steep. No doubt about it. That's where we're going. So that's the climb we're coming down. I tell you right now, this is taking a lot of time just to go down on this side. I hate it for anybody who's going up there southbound, because it's harder southbound than it is northbound. There is no doubt about it. Look at the size of these rocks. Down there's where we're going. Here we go. All right, everybody, we are on the Appalachian Trail, believe it or not. So we came down off of that really harsh descent. I couldn't believe how many. I met 1, 2, 3. I met 4 people who were going up it, and they had never been up it before. They just heard that the views were nice and all that sort of stuff. And I don't want to discourage them, you know, but I'm hoping that they're all capable. That's all I'll say about that. So I hope that they see what they're getting into. Of course, you know, all you have to do is turn around and go back if you feel like it's more than you can do. But I'm just saying, I'm glad I wasn't doing it in that direction this morning. So coming down the trail, it's dumped us off on this flat area. As I said, I think there's probably, I don't know, 4 to 5 miles of flat walking. I'm not sure we'll be all on this gravel road. I think we're going to pull off, get a little closer to the Housatonic River, which I know you can't see, but right through there, the river is flowing. So we're kind of in that river valley, and we're just walking along parallel to the river. So we'll see where it takes us. We'll enjoy what we got while we have it, and use this opportunity to turn up the speed a little bit, get ourselves ready for the next big climb. Yeah, all right, folks, we're still on the same trail, on the same gravel road, but it's kind of bent back towards the Housatonic so you can get a better view of it. It's really pretty. That's nice right there. Okay. I tell you, this has got to be the most buggy area that I've been in. So I put a net on and walking fast I can to keep these bugs off my arms and my legs. Man, mosquitoes. Good morning. We're no longer on the gravel road. It has turned into a trail. It sure is pretty walking right here beside the river. All right, folks, we got some field walking here in the great state of Connecticut. The Housatonic River is still off my right shoulder to the behind all this vegetation, but we just popped in a little bit to the left, and there's some fields that we're lucky to walk through. It's been a good day so far, honestly. I mean, the hardest part was that Caleb's Peak, and you guys saw the descent on that one. That was brutal. And I did run into a fella just a few minutes ago who lives here locally and walking and stuff, and he told me, I told him where I was going, and then he told me that, he said, well, you still got some climbing ahead of you. He said, you got one pretty good climb up, and then after that you're just kind of bumping along a ridge top. He said, I don't think it'll be too bad once you get past that first big climb. So I found that to be pretty encouraging from a local. These mountains they're getting bigger, y'all. But they ain't nothing I've never done, that's for sure. You can climb, you know, through the Smokies, and with mountains that's over 6,000 feet, you're probably prepared for these, I would say. So I'm not going to fret over that, but it is kind of, you know, it's something to think about. I'd say as you start planning your day, you start looking at the elevation, starting to adjust a bit, and you got to plan your day accordingly to the type of climbing that you might have to do. Now, I mentioned the Smokies. The Smokies, of course, you'll have, like at Clingman's Dome, it's the highest point on the whole Appalachian Trail. It's higher than Mount Washington. But the climb to get up to Clingman's Dome is rather gradual, and it's not nearly as extreme anywhere inside the Smokies that would be anywhere near what we saw this morning coming down from Caleb's Peak. So Yeah, it's not so much about the height of the mountain, it's the pitch of the mountain. Are you going straight up, or are you going to gradually climb it over the course of a day? So there's a big difference in terms of how you have to plan your day and what you need to consider in terms of time and food and all that sort of water, all that sort of stuff. So we are getting back into some mountains though. That's kind of interesting. All right. Okay, so we just started climbing. Oh, this is the climb that the local advised me of. He didn't warn me, he advised me. I knew about it already, obviously, but he was able to add a little clarity to it, so that's great. Very reasonable climb. All right, we'll talk when I get my breath back at the top. We got some climbing to do yet. A beautiful waterfall here in Connecticut. Awesome. No shortage of water. The challenge for me is how do I get from here over there without getting my feet wet. I don't really see it, to be honest with you, and I'm definitely not going to film it this time. I can go up until there's a little rock. It'll be longer but drier. Made it. I made it, but I ended up doing the big rocks instead. That one was a tough one. I thought it was pretty easy. All right, everybody. We've got a bit of a view. Real pretty. Zoom in a little bit. All right. Well, I say one man's, what would they define as a bump might be what another man would define as a hill, what another man might define as a mountain. So the local, I'll give you a look at me real quick. It's not pretty. I tell you what, I have been burning up hot. The local who gave me some advice or some direction or some clarity, I think it was, about this, considered one big climb followed by a series of bumps. And the app I have supported that, but there's quite a bit of space and distance between those bumps, and they were deeper. And I tell you, I would minimally consider them hills. They're each one of them are about 500 feet climb, so not magnificent, but given the grade of the climb, they are exasperating, I'm telling you. And The temperatures now are pretty close to 87 degrees here. And it's hot. So it's like the heat has just punched the energy out of me. And so I've got this finished, the next to last bump. And I'm going to go down to the next to last valley, if you will, the bottom, and then I'll head up for my last climb. And when I have that last climb, again, probably another 400 to 500 feet, then when I come down off the next side, I'll come down to a road. When I come down to that road, that's where I'll be picked up. So I'm only about 3 miles, less than 3 miles from the extraction point, but at the current speed, given the terrain, I'm not calling in and telling her that I'm going to be there early, although I probably will be. I told her I'd be there at about 4, but I'll probably be there by around 3. So after I get up and over this next climb, and I know I've got the worst behind me, then I'll give her a call. So we'll see. All right. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. I'm having a great day. It's just a lot of work today. And we'll look forward to catching up with you a little further down the path. All right, everybody, we made it back to Vanessa's house. That's Vanessa's place, which is the hostel. It's just me and one other guy. No, actually, there's a lady staying upstairs in a private room too, but one other guy with me staying in the bunk room, which sleeps 4. So yeah, we made it back there and settled in, and everything is good. Got a burger, shower, and pretty much good to go. So everything's falling into place here. It's a very nice little town. I look forward to getting out and doing some exploring a little bit. So tomorrow I'll actually go back to where I got picked up, and then I'll walk back to here. So that's the plan for tomorrow. And should be getting a little bit of rain then as well, but maybe I can beat the rain. We'll see. But overall, a good day. 16.6 miles. Heat was a factor for sure, and but it came late in the day because I got started so early. So that was a benefit, and but overall a good day. All right, I hope everybody else had a great day, and we'll look forward to catching up with you first thing in the morning.